Three, two, one.
Here we go!
Welcome to Sorare in the States Football. Here are your hosts, the Taco Slayer Jorge and MLS Card Guy Chris.
Sober in the States. Back again in an international break. We should be bored, but there are no rules. The MLS doesn't care. We play through all the windows, and that's why we are here. Chris, the MLS Card Guy, is always here with me as well. How are you doing, bud?
Oh man, I'm great. It was great. We had an actual game at home for the first time in like a month here. Got the win, got the 3-1 win over Loudoun. Getting close to clinching a home playoff game now. Set the new regular season attendance record for the 4th time this year.
Oh, you love to see it.
Yeah, we're rolling. It's been a good season.
Rolling in the dough, working their way. One day, that elusive promotion will be your way because soccer is massive. Messi Mania is here in the United States. World Cup is coming. Pro relegation is never coming. Sorry, bozos. But it is what it is. We're here. It's international break. The Riverhounds are massive. You know who else is massive?
Miami.
Don't say that. Please don't say that. Get out. Get out. We're done.
You're done.
You're done. Get out of here. I guess they might be massive. You know, everybody's massive. I don't know. I really didn't have an answer for you, to be honest. I was just kind of going. I was going with the flow.
See where I took it?
Yes.
Well, I'm taking it down to Southern Florida, a little south of you, where who cares about this Messi dude? We're just gonna keep winning games.
You know who cares about that Messi dude? All the people that paid a ton of money to go see that Messi dude, and guess what? Joke's on them because Messi was not there.
They should have known he wasn't going to be there.
No, they don't know. They don't follow soccer. They're just there to see Messi and take selfies.
Then that's on them. That's 100% on them. Oh yeah, if it's an international window and he gets called up a week before to go to Argentina, and you know he's not going to be there, that's on you if you pay to see that money. I have no sympathy for that.
Look. But the scramble was on. You know, everybody was just doing what they could to just get these Messi tickets in their hands. It is.
But they weren't
what
Messi
it is.
tickets, and we all knew that.
Apparently not. But, you know, it is what it is. But without Messi, no Messi in this game. Inter Miami 3, SKC 2. Is SKC that bad, or is Inter Miami actually kind of good?
I mean, Inter Miami's good. They just needed Busquets. Somebody in the midfield that was like competent. Gregory and Malta have been out all year. Look at that. You put somebody in the midfield who knows what they're doing. Facundo Farias is the
second best Facundo in the state.
That's true. That is true. I'll back you up on that one. Yes, and then you got your boy Leo Campana up top who went off. So yeah, I mean, I just think they're just hot. They're coming.
They're hot. They're getting it done.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's like an 80 to 90% chance that Miami just blows everybody away and wins the MLS.
Okay, let me do you one better. What's the percentage that they win the triple?
I'd say like 75%.
What do we do when Miami wins the triple? Like,
cry.
What do
we cry in the corner.
Is soccer over?
American soccer.
Like, is Inter Miami really going to be the team that destroys the MLS? 26 years now? 26 years of what?
What we do is remove the salary cap and just say, you know what, LAFC, if you don't like it, go spend your money. You know what, LA Galaxy, you don't like it, go spend your money. You know what, Toronto, go spend your money. You know what, Atlanta, go spend your money. We'll see how it works.
So
I think it'd be fun.
Throw all the rules out the window. There are no rules. Granted, Miami doesn't have rules anyway. But you're saying just throw out the rules, sign whoever you want, and then YOLO. More MLS chaos.
And then it'll be Saudi Arabia.
But then that'll ruin the parity if all these teams can just spend money and all the super teams at the top will just, I don't know. What are the Europeans complain about?
Welcome to European football.
What's
what are we talking about here? Arsenal and Nottingham Forest do not spend the same amount of money. Like, come on.
Dude, the forever struggles and the forever back and forth of American soccer will always be the bane of my existence. But we have Messi and we have Facundo 2.0, which I gotta say, Facundo Farias has came into this team and tried to be the best Facundo. He's not the best Facundo, but he's tried. He has looked good on the pitch. He has dominated in the attack, continues to get it done. If you start in the future, so rare, you're missing out on revenue right here in front of you. What are you doing? He plays next to Messi. It's going to sell like 1 million copies. And you have Jordi out.
Did you realize Drake Calendar's price has like doubled since Messi came? Like, he doesn't have anything to do with Messi. But people are just watching these games and saying, "Oh my gosh, this goalkeeper is like actually good."
Okay.
And I've been doing that for a year and a half. Like, what?
Well, round of applause to you for being on the train early. But I do have to admit that Drake Calendar has single-handedly kept him in most of these games on this crazy run that they've been on since Leagues Cup.
He's been doing that for a year and a half.
Yeah, but they were really bad.
That's
so no
what
one cared.
mean. No one watched.
And nobody wanted. They were like, why would I want the Miami goalkeeper? Because they're just going to get scored on and lose every game. Joke's on you, brother. Because Lionel Messi's in town, and he's going to take him all the way to the
Lionel
top.
Messi doesn't play defense, like, at all.
Clearly.
So, yeah, like,
matter.
Drake Calendar is now, like, one of the most expensive MLS goalkeepers, and I'm legitimately considering selling him. Because, like, I feel like I can do better at that price now.
See,
you know?
Yes. And that's the thing, and that's one of the banes of Sorare, right? That's one of the hardest things that we tackle. Do we want to trade or do we want to play? It's one of those things where for that, like, how much, if you sold Drake Calendar right now, how much could you do and how much better could your gallery how much better could your gallery get if you sold that and then distributed that ETH elsewhere?
What if I just traded Drake Calendar for Chris Brady? I mean, they're basically the same price, you know?
And a little bit more upside.
And a U23. I don't have a U23 team because I can't afford a U23 red goalkeeper.
There it is, but how long is Chris Brady going to be in the league?
I think he'll be here for a little bit at least. I don't think he's going straight to Europe. Like, he's not. I mean, I think he will eventually go to Europe, but I don't think it's going to be like in the winter. I think he's got at least one more year in Chicago.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, well, let me ask you this, because this is something that I've been thinking about too, is what is, like, I know we keep talking about Messi being here and doing all that and changing the league here, but how much is it going to change outbound as people are now maybe watching more MLS and more of this league that they were before, and now we're going, whoa, who's this guy? And all these guys exist, and how many are going to be like, oh, let's start throwing some money over there, because these teams over here want money too, because they want to bring in all the players are going to sell jerseys and t-shirts and tickets. Woo.
I think a lot of the like decent scouting department teams have already started to do that. Like, Man City is really big over here. The Red Bull organization is obviously really big over here. It's like Salzburg, Leipzig, all those guys. Like there's a bunch of teams in Holland and Belgium that I feel like farm MLS people
for sure. Salzburg and all that.
Yeah, and it's like there's already teams doing it. Chelsea has already bought a bunch of MLS guys. Arsenal's kind of bought some MLS guys, but will Real Madrid ever buy an MLS guy? Like, I don't know. I can tell you one thing though.
Well, Drake
Calendar for sure is going to get a move somewhere, because like he's already got called up to the U.S. national team purely because Messi got signed to his team.
And so did half of the Miami squad. Like, they're missing like 10 guys right now,
and they still won. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
It's crazy.
No rules.
Absolutely crazy. No one cares.
So do you think Drake Calendar would have gotten the move anyway? Or do you think maybe people wouldn't?
But it would have been like one of those Belgian teams, one of the Dutch teams. Whereas now, like, it legitimately could be like the backup goalkeeper for Arsenal or Chelsea or whoever. You know, like he's kind of that levels. Like, he's kind of a, you know, backup for a top team, starter for like a lower Premier League type team. Yeah, I think he's getting a much bigger move for a lot more money because they signed Messi. Realistically, like that's what Real Madrid did in like the early 2000s. They signed Zidane, they signed Beckham, they signed a whole bunch of guys that were like outrageous transfer fees. And it had never been a thing. And people were like, why are you spending that much money to sign these players? It's like, well, we're gonna sell that many shirts and hats and tickets back. You know, like
That's the business.
we're gonna make all that stuff back. And people went, oh shit, you can do that. And so then, like, you know, everybody, Premier League started doing it, and everybody starts to do it now.
And then
And that's
European
why the
football was
transfer
never the
values,
same again.
yeah, that's why the transfer values have gone through the roof. But like MLS is starting to catch on to like, hey, wait a second, we've sold $200 million worth of tickets just because Messi has been here, and we didn't pay that much for him. It's like we're making money, and we're getting more eyes on the league, like marketing and revenue wise, it's working.
Yeah, I mean, all my hammies to go is, well, it's good for the entire league. You know, a rising tide lifts all ships. Like
it is.
No,
period.
And it's
like
true.
it is. They're not lying.
No, I mean, but nobody wants to admit that. And you know, it's one of those things where like something like this happens to a league that we all care about so much, but then as soon as it happens, we're like, oh God, don't you ruin my league? What are you doing to this league? You're ruining MLS. Like you've destroyed everything.
You didn't come to my team.
You've destroyed soccer in America. How dare you? And like, it's actually funny that you bring it up. It just kind of popped in my head. I saw a tweet today, or X, or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's a tweet. Miami, their inaugural season, they had like the plain white kits with like the pink like writing on it. They're selling Messi jerseys now. They're selling that jersey with the Messi. It's like, bro, he didn't even play in that kit. Normally he ever wear it, but because it says Messi 10 on it, they're just selling them like crazy. And like,
it doesn't matter.
You got to appreciate the business on that.
They just took it all off clearance, put a Messi jersey on the back, and marked it up to full price. And people were like, oh, yeah, give me that.
They couldn't sell those things for $30, and all of a sudden they put Messi's name on it and sold it for $200.
Yeah. That's business, baby. You're going to make that. You're going to make your however much money he's being paid. You're going to make that back in seconds doing that kind of thing.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. It really truly is ridiculous. You know who needs to get paid though? Tim Mealy over here, because clearly he just doesn't want to play anymore because he just decided he didn't want to show up. Egregious. Just oh God, the penalty he gave away, just awful. Had no reason to do it. It was just the writings were on the wall. Inter Miami came out hot. They came out first, and they did what they had to do. Alan Pulido, though, I gotta tell you, this Alan Pulido guy, he's piquing my interest over here because here's the thesis, right? Here's the hypothesis: is that Alan Pulido is kind of having a resurgence at SKC. His career was a little rocky, dealt with a lot of injuries and stuff, but it's the end of the season. We're thinking about next year, thinking about the future. Either he stays in SKC, re-signs, continues to score goals, get a little bit of AA, or he maybe goes back to Mexico where he's already kind of linked. And I think in Liga MX, he'll probably do better, if not the same, in Liga MX. So is Alan Pulido a guy that you would look at to buy or think about putting on your watch list in the near future?
Before I answer that, I could buy 3 Tim Milios for a drink calendar if I sold them. I could just have 3 copies of Timmy Meal and get a grand total of 0 points out of those 3 copies. So Alan Pulido, yeah, I mean, I think he's a good Sorare player, right? He gets AA, which you don't always see, especially in this league. He's got like one of the higher AAs of strikers in this league for sure. My concern is that his price isn't like dirt cheap. I mean, it's like a mid-level price, so it's not bad. But I think you could probably find more value out there. And then the age, right? 32 years old. How much does he have left in the tank? Like, is he going to produce at the same level? Always the question.
Well, he missed the last couple of years.
If it's but that doesn't mean you're not 32.
He didn't use them, dude. It's fine.
Yeah, like he didn't run. It's okay.
He still has batteries left.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works. But I could be wrong. I don't know. In that case, I got like 10 years left because I haven't played at all. So we're good. We're good on that front.
I got a lifetime to go, buddy.
But I mean, I think it's like, if it's an investment, it's a short-term investment. And I think it's more on the SoFi win rewards side of things than it is on the I'm going to invest and it's going to go up by triple and I'm going to sell side of things. Because I don't know that its price goes much higher ever.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, just the way that I see it, like obviously you could always go lower, but I mean, historically, it's at the bottom end of the range. So you look at the risk reward, like, all right, you buy him now, it'll probably go down a little bit lower when the season ends. You could either get a little bump, sell him in some transfer rumor hype in the off season, or keep him. He resigns, you use him a little bit at the beginning of next year, and then think to get off at some point, maybe move on to something else, find out who's hot, who's not next season, or there's some options. I don't know. It's just a guy that just continuously just kind of pops up, or I just see his name and I'm just like, I keep thinking about it, and I had to pick your brain on it before I did something silly.
If SKC can keep everybody healthy and keep everybody together, they may be one of my like sleeper teams for next year. Like there's a lot of talent on that team already. And if they can keep them all, their problem has always been like they get hurt for like the whole season every
Right.
year. They have like 3 or 4 people that are hurt for the whole season. So if they go into February next year with everybody healthy, they might be like that. Because like I think 2 years ago I called Cincinnati. This year I called San Jose. Like they might be that team next year potentially. So like
Possibly.
getting a stack of that, and the stack won't be that expensive. So like getting a stack of that might be a good idea.
No, yeah, especially since I FOMOed into a $9 Tim Melia before this game week lock, and that lovely zero just reminded me why you don't do that, because I knew better. I knew better. I knew it was like, look, at this point I've learned you can't count against Miami, because if not LAFC, who? It's definitely not going to be SKC, brother. Let me tell you. And just on Twitter, and shout out So Rare MLS Discord, and just I bought into the hype. I bought in the hype. They all said SKC could do it, and I said, you know what? Maybe they can do it. Boy, did I learn my lesson.
Did
You'll
you?
know. Probably not. No. If we're
I
being honest,
don't think so.
most likely did not learn my lesson, but gonna keep doing it again. Hey, look, it's Tim Melia, all right? Yeah, I'll never get that money back. It is what it is, whatever.
So I have some exciting news
Ooh.
that I didn't know about.
Oh, even better.
I bought my entire like Cincinnati stack of dudes 90 days
Yes.
ago. So
Whoa.
it'll be this week. All of them will all plus 10, and I'll be
Oh,
at
you got
5%
that collection score.
bonus. Yeah.
Where are you on the leaderboard for that? Are you up there?
Right now,
Are there big Cincy collectors out there?
well, the
don't
thing
know.
with the Cincy 2023 is they have a bunch of rookies. So like it's actually not that hard
Ooh.
to get to a 5% bonus. And they've got good players, obviously, like they're
No,
first
for
in the
sure.
league. So like that was kind of my thought process behind it. And I really wanted Celentano, and then he kind of was like terrible until for most of the time, most of this 90 days, he's been kind of dog shit. But yeah, so that was where I went. Right now we're in 22nd. So we'll have to see how high up the leaderboard we get when we plus 10 on like 20 different
Ooh.
players. I have 18 of the 26.
There you go. There you go. All right, we're gonna check back in next week once that the plus 10s have officially settled into that account. We'll see where you're at. We'll see that collection score. Do you?
Yeah, I've
I
got
mean, I feel
between
like
like 1 and 9 days on like all of these guys.
let's go. I have to keep buying cards because I'm like in the lead for like the Orlando City limited collection for
People keep buying
2023.
stuff.
But like I only have like 25 of the 29 cards or something like that. I don't have them all. But like I have a bunch of jersey mints and like 1 mints, and like slowly as everybody's like 90 days keeps going up, they like keep creeping up. I'm like, dang it. I was like in first. I hopped back in a second, so I had to go out and buy like on auction. I think I bought like a Rodrigo Schlegel and like a Cara or something like that I didn't like already buy. They were dirt cheap, but
You don't
I just
want.
hadn't done it yet. Yeah, and I was like, dang it, now I got to go and keep my first place again. And I was like, ugh, so mad.
My highest one is 22-23 DC United, where
Let's
I
go.
am limited, where I'm in 4th.
There you go. I got 2 first places and 1 second place for Orlando City Limited. So let's go.
I'm behind Powell. It
Yep.
hurts.
The one that I'm in second place, I am behind Powell.
Yeah.
What
Powell,
a guy.
I'm assuming
What a guy.
Powell is first in a lot of things.
I really want someone to like, and maybe Laird, if he's listening, be like, can someone like make a graphic and just show us all of Powell's like number ones? I'm sure I could do it myself, but it's not as fun that way. And I don't care that much. But if somebody showed it to me, I'd be like, dude, that's sick.
See, I don't even want to like. I have 19 of the 28 DC players. I'm like, oh, I could get 5% with this team, and it's like, well, why? Like, there's literally nobody in the DC team worth starting. Like, the most expensive player is probably Gressel, but like Taxi Fountas, no.
Right? Yikes.
Ola Kamara, no.
Got who on?
Huon's not in this team. This was last year.
Oh, it's last year's.
Andy Nahar, Heinz Ike, Birnbaum, Bill Hamid's in USL. Like, there's literally no like that was the starters. Like outside of Gressel, like it's pretty bad.
So it's funny you say that because when I went to go buy that Tim Melia, I did the same thing. I was like, oh, like maybe check the collections if I'm gonna pick them up. Like I want to get one that at least boosts something. And I went and I looked and I was like, I had one card for like 22 and like one for like 23. And I went and I looked through the player list and I was like, it doesn't even matter. Who cares? I was like, who am I boosting in these teams that I really want or I'm gonna use long term? Even if it was like what Johnny Russell, like he's gonna retire soon. Alan Polito, he's getting older too. So it's like, who am I really boosting for the long term in this team? Like nobody. So like, yikes.
I actually
Sporting
do that
Kansas
though.
City.
When I'm gonna go buy a player, I look and see like, hey, which year should I get so that I like keep them all in the same collection? You know?
Oh, it's definitely 100%. It's like it's not the end all be all for me, but it is something that I definitely kind of try to factor in when I do remember. Sometimes I don't really care, or sometimes I just know that I don't have other players of that team. But yeah, it is what it is. Speaking of DC, though, since you so kindly brought them up, DC and San Jose had a thriller of a 0-0. Maybe
Tanner Beeson got sent off. That was unfortunate.
I'm a big Tanner
Beeson fan, but
did you watch any of this game? Or did you?
I did not.
Watch
I was working.
Oh.
No, I was working, but I like read the like synopsis, and it was basically like DC was like shoving it down their throats the whole game, and just couldn't quite like get a goal. Daniel keeps a clean sheet and has a 91-3, so like that's a lot of AA.
Holy smokes, 31 AA.
Yeah, so that was kind of the story as far as I could tell. 8 saves, 4 from inside the box. Yeah, kid had a day. And then they had to clear itself with line by Rodriguez. So, yeah, I mean
it just wasn't DC's night, huh?
Wasn't DC's night. And to be fair, I don't know if it matters anymore because there's a team from South Beach that is going to take someone's spot, and there's only 2 spots that they could take. So is DC going to be the last team remaining that gets the last playoff spot and then has to face Miami in the first round? Yeah, I don't think it matters. Who cares?
So you're just like, ship it in.
Yeah.
Rework it.
I've watched like 3 games this year. They have no one that I really care about. Like Benteke's a bigger name, but like I've never really been a big fan of his anyway. And like the rest of the team is just kind of Cudi Pietro's not bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about Cudi Pietro. I think it was Extra Time the other day I was listening to. Yeah. They were like, "Oh, this kid," and I was like, "I haven't seen his Sorare score, so clearly you're wrong."
Well, because he hasn't been starting all year.
Clearly, MLS analysts don't know what they're talking about. Did they even look at his Sorare scores before they announced him on the last episode of Extra Time? Just doesn't make sense. What are you guys doing? Look at their Sorare scores first. It's not that hard. Gosh.
I mean, to be fair, he's not bad when he starts.
I know.
He's like a 45 when he starts so far.
He's young. He'll get there. Maybe not. I don't know. He's playing under Wayne Rooney. Who cares? Even if he's not good or not, these are like the greatest years of his life.
And he's also 21. Like that's old for a prospect, you know?
I guess that is, huh? Yeah, nowadays like 17. feel like 17 is like the age where you're like, oh, look at this wonder kid over here.
Like if
17 years old.
you're 21, you got to be like in the team, like starting every week to be like still in wonder kid status. Like he's not there. I mean, I think he'll be like a mid-level MLS type guy, maybe if the league doesn't like grow into like an actual league.
Whoa, sir, it's already an actual league, sir. Okay.
It's an actual league in the same way that Holland and Belgium are actual leagues. Like it's an actual league that's better than a lot of the leagues around the world, but it's not a top 5 league or a top. Maybe not even a top 10 league.
You know who else is in a top 5 league anymore? France. They got booted.
True.
So take that. Look, we got Messi. Who cares? Nobody can say shit. We got Messi.
Yeah, they lost Messi and Neymar, and they're gonna lose Mbappe soon.
It's like, the Premier League's the best league in the world. Do you guys have Messi? I don't think so, bro. So
you don't have Messi or
get out of here with
Ronaldo. So really, the conversation is MLS or Saudi Arabia. What's the best league in the world?
Now that is the true question. That is the true sicko question right there. And we all know it's the MLS anyway. Even though we buy our oil from them. But we won't talk about that. Anything else you want to say about this DCSJE game? I don't know why I just call it SJE.
I mean, San Jose, like, they gotta, they were my pick, and they got to get on their horse, or else they're gonna potentially be left behind. Austin's got a game in hand in them in 4 points back, and that's out of the playoffs. So it's gonna be, what do they have? 6 games left. It's gonna be they need points, and DC. I mean, a draw is okay, but I don't know. They got to pull more points out of something.
All I'm gonna say is no Cade Cowell, no party.
I don't think Cade Cowell's that good.
Everybody's
been very hyped for him, and every time I watch him play, he just is kind of there. He's never really that good.
He's so interesting to me. He's one of those players that finds the right spaces, can like read the game really well, but then just can never have that like end product, that like finishing touch where it's like
he's Kevin Cabral.
Yes, well, better because he will score some bangers. All right, he has some golazos out there. Right, he can do it at a higher rate than Kevin Cabral, or rest in peace, Colorado. But yeah, he's just one of those guys that like you see it, like the soccer IQ brain is there. It's just the end product just doesn't always fall for him. But good luck to him. I think he's on the way out, or he didn't get the move, or he did get. I don't remember. He's one of those guys that's always in conversation, and I just never know what's going on. But I know I was excited because I thought that what's his name that didn't even play in this game? The winger, Kikanovich. Yeah, he's not even playing anymore. And he was usually the guy that stepped up when Cowell was gone. So it's like, who? Yeah. Oh, yeah, brother. What do you fall from grace? He had all those rumors last year. Like he got hot. He was getting this crazy move. Didn't go anywhere. Now he's not.
He had a great month.
He did have a great month. He did have a great month. But it is what it is. I think
I bought one recently, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
I bought one last year before the hype. I don't even remember why I bought before the hype. Didn't sell him during the hype, and now he's back to like basically worthless. So that is what it is. You can't win them all.
I bought a limited for $0.00. So if he pops off, hey. But he's another one, like he's 23, like it's not like Cade Cowell's like 18, 17, something like that. So yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. It is what it is. Moving on to my favorite game of the weekend, which is incredibly fun. Minnesota and New England, which was great game. In Earl Edwards, we trust, apparently. Or so does New England, who got the 1-0 lead and then subbed in all the kids, said, you know what? We got this against a Minnesota team that was throwing the kitchen sink at them. When I tell you that Minnesota got hot and threw everything and hit the post and right at the keeper, and Earl Edwards, it was actually making some crazy saves. Crazy match. Real ballsy move. New England, all of a sudden, in the last kick of the game, Dane St. Clair, goal scorer that he is, whiffs the ball, but he still manages to pass it off for the assist.
He meant to do that.
Meant to do that. Celebrating like they just won the World Cup. What
I hate that.
match? Why? Why? Let them have their fun.
I hate that. You got 1 point with 7 games to go. Like, it's not like you just clinched a playoff spot or like come on. Like when DC did that against Orlando, like that was like 5 games to go or something, and that was like turning 1 point into 3 points. It was getting 2 extra points, and it like put us into a playoff spot. Like Minnesota's like 4 points above the line. Like, come on, guys. Like,
Yeah,
let's
1
be
point.
real.
1 point matters at this stage of the season.
It matters, but it's not like celebrate like you won the World Cup matters. Like, come on.
It was the last kick of the game. It was like the 96th minute.
It was the last kick of the game.
And they had gotten some ridiculous, just like crazy, just unfortunate misses in front of goal. Like they were the more dangerous team this entire game. 100%. Minnesota deserved to win this game. And the result was so bad. They were so mad that they fired Bruce Arena. What's up with that?
Well, that wasn't kind of anything to do with this game. Yeah, what is going on up there in Robert Kraftville?
Well, there ain't mac and cheese, I'll tell you that.
No,
because
there's no mac and cheese going around for anybody. Yeah, little coup by the assistant coach is now complete, and he's got the head job now. So
yeah,
I guess best of luck to you, guy.
They lost the win in the last second. So bad that they canceled the press conference and immediately announced Bruce's retirement. Like immediately after the game ended, they were like, "All right, let's just distract everybody."
I thought it was before the game.
No, so there was like the rumor that like news was going to come out, and as soon as the game ended, they dropped the press release and then canceled like the post game presser. Like it was like immediately after the game ended, and I was like, "Ooh, like that's spicy."
It's weird. Yeah,
it is.
I saw Tom, our good friend Tom Bogert, taking some heat on Twitter for like saying that there was an investigation. I was like, what? Like that's his job. Like they were like, you can't break news like that right before a team plays a game. It's like, why? Like they've known about this for months. You know, like it's not like this happened in the locker room, or it's not like it happened like at some bar on Friday night and a team didn't know about it and you just like blindsided them with this information. Like they all knew what was going on.
Like Bruce has been gone for how long? Like it ain't news to these guys.
This isn't new. Like what are we doing? Yeah, New England, I don't know. They're in second still. But I don't know if I believe them.
Yeah, look at those points and look who's right behind them and who needed those 2 extra points.
They definitely did need those 2 extra points. That was their game in hand, and especially on Philly, because Philly got their game in hand. So Orlando's technically in 4th right now. You know, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I believe New England. I think I believe Cincy, Philly, Columbus, and I think those are the teams with a chance.
New England just isn't clinical. New England's just not clinical for me. They're like another one of those teams where, like, if Carlos Hill isn't doing it, like, who really is? Even though I will say their new guy, which I actually have one, which I think I mentioned him last week, Sean Clay
or something,
whatever it is. Like, I think he'll be really good for this team. He's still acclimating. Like, you could tell that there was a lot of times where he wasn't making the run, or there was just space that he just wasn't taking advantage of, and you could tell he looked a little lost from time to time. But he looked like he did really well. He'll fit in good for this team in the future. But I don't know.
Yeah, like he's going to be the next man. Bo. He's going to be the next.
He might be, man. Like,
yeah,
you it's in there. He just needs to get acclimated to the league.
Yeah,
and yeah, Bo's hurt again. Oh, let's talk about Nacho Heel though. Nacho, not Carlos. Nacho.
Wow,
actually looked pretty good in this game.
Yeah?
And he has a little connection. Nice little pass to his brother in the middle of the box. Just perfect Carlos Heel goal.
Here you go, bro.
He was never going to miss that. It was
that's some heel on heel action right there.
That was heel to heel. You know what it is?
Wow.
But
can't pay for that kind of pun.
That is the content that we are all here for, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and Bongi Halongwane is back. I forgot to mention it. For all those that don't know.
Scored the goal.
Should have.
Right?
No.
Fragapane scored the goal.
Yeah, it was Fragapane.
JK. Yeah. You're right.
Nope. Bongi did have a few chances though. Bongi looked good. He did look good.
There
He
you
was
go.
getting in dangerous spots. He came right back in. You know, it's always questionable when people come back from injury. You never know what you're going to get. But he came in, looked really good. And I'm not saying you should buy the dip. But I'm saying, well, I don't know now. Before I even say anything, I haven't really looked at it. But
This is
his price was a little low since his injury, and it might be time.
Wow. You think that's
Yeah.
low?
Oh, I'm not looking at his rare price. What's his rare price?
I'm not even looking at his rare price. I'm looking at his limited price.
$21.
$21 for a limited?
Yes.
Dude
Well,
better be
it's.
like Lionel Messi.
I mean, he was tied with Lionel Messi for the Golden Boot race in the Leagues Cup.
But
Until
he hasn't scored any goals in MLS ever. Like, I don't know. I don't like the small sample size, guys.
okay,
People can get hot and go on a run, and that doesn't mean
okay,
they can
okay.
good.
Can I just asterisk here and go? This is purely a trade for the 0.01 to 0.02 in the limited price. Like that. That is all it is. I'm just capturing the 0.1 and then moving on. That is all I'm doing. Because right now I'm not buying anything for the long term until the season's over.
So wait, what did you buy at?
What?
Did you buy one?
I owned one at 0.01, and then I bought one last night at 0.15. When I saw that he was starting and like nobody was like really paying attention, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna buy one." And then I immediately posted him. I'm like, "I'm just gonna sit here until he scores a goal and just catch that little peak, and then that's it. And I'm over and done. I'm in and out." Those are the trades to have. You
I
get
don't
him when
like
he's
it.
gone.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
We're gonna come back to visit this one because
Bet.
like
Bet.
I
Let's go.
looked at it 3 times. I looked at it because I was like, "Oh, he's starting." I didn't even realize. And I looked and like nobody really bought off the market, and I was like, "Ooh." And then I was like, "No." I was like, "Oh, it's too risky. Like, do I want to?" And I was like, "Oh." And then I had cash and I had ETH in my wallet, and I was like, "I hate having cash in my wallet. I just still playing with ETH right now." And like I kept looking at it, and I was like, "No." And then the game started, and he was like actually playing decent, and I was like, "Dang it." I was like, if he scores a goal or gets a decisive, like it's just gonna shoot up. And I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna buy one." Then he had a stinker, and I was like, "Okay." I was like, because as soon as someone scores a goal, there's always like a handful of people that go in and just sweep the floor. So yeah, so that was my plan. I was like, look, he gets a decisive in this game. It's an immediate sell, a few like 2-hour like transaction, boom, we're in and out. But he didn't. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna hold a little bit. We're gonna watch. People are gonna realize he's back. Minnesota's gonna go on a run, and he's gonna get a decisive, and just in and out, in and out, in and
So
out, baby, in and out. Or it doesn't work.
He has a lot more AA than a normal MLS forward would. So like
Yeah.
that's the only reason why I'm semi okay with this. But I still think that's a ridiculously high price.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a fair price. I'm just looking at the trade because like the way that I see it, right, is that Bongi during Leagues Cup got the hype. Everyone was like, "Oh shit, Bongi," and then he got hurt. So now people were like, "Oh, there was this guy. He got hurt. He was hot." They're gonna see the low price and be like, "Oh, there's opportunity there." But jokes on them. I was in before they were. Even though now everybody knows what my plan is, and now it's not going to work because I just laid it all out there for.
Yeah, way to pump the floor.
I don't know, bro. I'm being transparent. And I'm saying this is my plan. If I can't sell it, well, now you guys know that I'm selling. If you see mine, buy the other one. Don't buy mine. Just let some other dork buy it. Whatever, dude. Neither way, I'm getting. I'm getting.
Someone's gonna buy it. Oh,
someone will buy it, or not. I don't know. Put it out there. We're trading.
I'm just looking more at the player himself, and I'm scared.
You're scared.
I'm scared.
Why?
He doesn't score enough goals.
I think they'll come. I think they'll come. This Minnesota team looks dangerous as heck.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He scored 7 goals during the Leagues Cup.
Yep.
In the last 2 years? How far back is this? September 2021. In the last 2 years, he scored 9 goals total in that time period, if you don't count Leagues Cup.
Yep.
That's
different. It's a different
team.
I'm
scared. Though. I'm scared.
Different team. It's so good.
I'm scared. I don't know. Like I don't like the very small sample size. And like I get that he's got AA and he just scored 7 goals in like 6 games. And like that's great, but let's not go nuts. I don't know. That's just my opinion though.
You're right. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like this is me trying to like big brain other people's FOMO is like exactly what that trade is. Like that specific trade is 100% like trying to capitalize on other people's FOMO. If it works, it works. Look, that's another thing too. If you're going to be out here, you're going to be trading, you're going to be throwing money around, like you have to understand that they're not always going to work. You can't win them all. It is impossible. It's statistically impossible. Whatever you want to say, you can't win them all. But you also can't win them if you don't put yourself out there.
That's true. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
That is one of my favorite sayings of all times. Yikes.
Yeah. But, which is not actually true because in FIFA, you can dribble the ball into the net and it doesn't count as a shot. So you did not miss a shot that you did not take.
I blame Opta for that.
Opta's not in FIFA.
Shh, that was the joke.
Or is it EAFC now? Speaking of EAFC, we're definitely playing pro clubs.
Yes.
And if there are other people out there that want to be on our pro club,
ship it. Yes.
Talk to Jorge because you must be good at this, though. You know, like you got to be at least a top 100 player in the world to even talk to us.
Let's get a team first, and then we'll replace him for the good guy. We just need a team of competent players.
I want all Messi's on our
cream
team.
Of the crop. Cream of the crop. Gotcha.
Best of the best.
Yeah, dude, it's international break. This show's off the rails. Who cares? There's only like 4 games, 5 MLS games, whatever. We're just gonna talk about whatever we want, and we're gonna talk about pro clubs because I am trying to get Chris on the pro clubs. I love pro clubs. CDM, what's up? Live on that. I only play pro clubs now, especially now that I play Sorare, FIFA Ultimate Team, career mode. Sometimes, but pro clubs, that is where it's at, my dude. And hopefully EA do it right and finally show some love, which it looks like they are showing some love to pro clubs this year. So it should be cool. So yeah. Get on.
I've had issues actually playing FIFA because I just don't enjoy playing any of the modes anymore. So hopefully pro clubs will be that thing. And I've been playing some like career mode where you're the player.
Yeah.
You know, to like practice for pro clubs and like I'm like this is fun. Like I can actually make runs off the ball. Yeah, it's great. It's incredible.
Like it sounds so lame at first, and when you explain, you're like, "What? You only play one character?" And like half the time, you're not even touching the ball, right? Like half the time, you're just like waiting for the ball, but just being able to run or drag. Like once you like learn and like you start like being able to like drag defenders out, and like yes, it is so fun to play. Like
it's so great for a dude that has the stamina to play maybe a minute and a half of real soccer. Like I could play forever in this game, you know?
Maybe that's why I love pro clubs so much. I was like, those playing days are I'll still play you some basketball from time to time, but dude, you get me on a football pitch, or dude, it's so hard. I get winded so quickly.
I can play right bench for a while. I'm good at that.
Put me in defense. Put me somewhere where I don't have to run that much, and I'll do great. Back. I got soccer brain. My legs just can't keep up. It's exactly what it is. You know who else can't keep up right now? LAFC, because they just went down 2-0 to Portland.
Wow, what a transition, my guy.
Wow. I'm just
Can't
saying.
keep up at all.
God, no holds barred out here. LAFC cannot get it done. They were our only LAFC. You were my only hope because they couldn't get it done against Miami. Apparently they can't get it done against Portland either, who up until now were in shambles until they fired their coach, and all of a sudden they decided they want to play football again.
The good news is, right, LAFC beats all of the playoff teams, but they don't beat anyone not in the playoffs. So once they get to the playoffs, they'll all be playoff teams, and then they'll beat all of them. That's what they're doing right now, you know?
Ooh, okay. So they're big bringing it. Gotcha.
The problem is Portland may now make the playoffs because they beat LAFC. So same with Miami. Like, yeah, they may have big brained the big brain that they big brained.
Oh, how the turntables have turned on Don Garber from his darling LAFC to now
they missed the
sole reason. Look, LAFC is getting sacrificed so Lionel Messi could run.
They're 7 points above the playoff line. 7 points. That's it. 7 points. with 7 games to play.
Who's chasing him? Who's close to him?
Oh, everybody. I mean, RSL's even with them. Houston's a point back. Vancouver's 2 points back. Minnesota's 3 points back. San Jose is 3 points back. Dallas is the playoff line. They're 6 points back. And then Austin is the first team out. They're 7 back. Portland's now 7 back. Kansas City is 8 back. LA Galaxy are 10 back. And they play each other next week. If they lose El Tráfico, they're going to have 10 teams within 7 points of them.
That is scary. But that is an incredibly fun decision day for people like us who hang out in the East. Because whoever's caught up in that whole West thing over there, I want no part of it.
This is going to be wild.
Whatsoever.
Well, decision day in the East is going to be Montreal, DC, Miami, and maybe Charlotte.
Maybe Charlotte.
Like,
if they can get there.
Spots, maybe.
That is
well, Miami's already got 1 spot, so it's really the other 3 teams for 1 spot.
Yeah. The unfortunate reality is it's set in.
You know, Miami is winning the triple, right?
You know, my purple little heart still believes there's a chance that they don't. You know what the worst part is too?
Messi came to this team as the worst team in MLS less than 2 months ago, and they're winning the triple like 85% now. Like, how crazy is that? Insane.
I hate it. I hate it. MLS is ruined. Inter Miami has ruined MLS. They have destroyed it. They have taken everything that I loved in my life and found a way to destroy it.
So I think what they should do is Miami should trade Messi to Colorado for like $1 million in GAM and like maybe a first-round draft pick next year, just to make it fair. And then he should take Colorado next year and win the MLS. And then I'll be able to call him the greatest of all time.
Okay. Let me do you one better. All right. For the next, there's 3 more seasons till the World Cup. Until then, Messi has to go to the wooden spoon winner every season. So every season, whoever wins the wooden spoon, Messi just has to go to that team.
Yo.
And then just try to win MLS Cup. Try to win it all.
Toronto's out here like getting red cards, trying to get him on their team. That would be great, dude.
You thought you saw tanking in the NBA.
It's like the reverse relegation.
Tanking for Messi. It's literally tanking for Messi.
Yo, there'd be some teams that would literally just tank the whole year. They'd be like, you know what? We're gonna take this year off. We're gonna play the kids. We're gonna play some youngsters. We're gonna get ready for Messi next year, and we're just gonna lose every game. I don't care how much you want to grow, young man. Like, we're gonna play you, but if you win a game, I will bench you. Like
100%. Like, we have figured out, like, there's going to be no more drama. No one can talk crap or say anything about how it's not fair. At the end of every season, the wooden spoon winner in the MLS gets Lionel Messi for that next season.
I mean, MLS bought Messi, right? MLS bought
Exactly. So, why would he not be down? He just wants to play. Like, why not be the GOAT and be like, I could go to any team and win a trophy?
He would love to go to the middle of the Rocky Mountains at elevation and play for a season. I'm sure South Beach had nothing to do with his decision to want to play in the U.S.
Okay. And maybe it's just me because I am an outdoorsy person myself. But, like, if you're kids and you're like, hey, do you want to go live in the mountains for a year? Like, that sounds sick.
I hate that.
I would love that.
No.
Yes. Have you ever been to Colorado? Beautiful.
Not.
I love it.
I'm sure it is beautiful, and I'm sure I would love to visit it. I would not love to live there for a year, though. Absolutely not. I would definitely not want to go to, like, Vancouver. I'm trying to look at teams. Columbus. Oh,
God.
Columbus
to Ohio.
Suck. New England. Oh, you got to deal with Bruce Arena's comments, although I guess I don't have to deal with that anymore. Like, there's some teams I would not want to go to. Portland? Ain't nothing going on in Portland.
Okay.
It's a cool soccer culture, but the city itself, like, let's be real.
Oh, I've never been. I'm like,
superstars are not going to go to Portland.
I've actually never been to the West Coast. Fun fact.
I've been twice. I went to California both times.
Never
been.
Fun.
San Francisco, and then San Francisco to LA, which is a lot of fun.
So yeah, Messi's going to go to LAFC next. That's fine.
They better start really tanking hard if they want Messi for next year.
Oh no, the tanking starts after he goes to LAFC. They gotta cash those checks in first, you know.
There you go.
Yeah. But that's dude, that'd be so great. I want that to happen so bad now.
Petition Don Carver.
Like Donnie boy, just go put your arm around
Hey,
Donnie boy. Come on.
Hey, Nicholas, can you do something on our behalf? Can you go to Donnie Boy? Can you get us a meeting?
Let's slide into Nicholas Diaz and be like, listen,
So,
like we
look,
have
we're
the
only
greatest
going to sell your Sorare cards for next year if you agree to the stipulation.
It's like this is the way it has to be. It's the only that'd be so good. It'd be so good. You know who's tanking their starting goalkeeper position though is John McCarthy. Because
Yeah.
Maxime Crepeau, I don't know.
Crepeau,
You've been there.
Crepeau.
Crepeau.
Yeah.
Don't own one yet.
I own 2. I've owned 2 for like a year.
What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take at this point?
It's going to take them writing his name on the team sheet. That's it. He's healthy. He's good. Write his name on the team sheet. It's not that hard.
There has to be something that we don't know about, right? There has to be something that none of us are aware of, because the fact that he's been playing in MLS Next or USL, whatever you want to call it, and
It's
he's
not
been fine.
USL.
He's been on the bench.
Hold on. No.
It's MLS Next, right?
I think it's MLS Next Pro.
Whatever, dude. Same thing. It used to be a US.
MLS Next is like lower than Next Pro. Next is like the Academy League. Next Pro is like the U23 league, sort of. USL is its own separate thing.
Yeah, well, it used to be. They all used to be in the USL. Then they started MLS Next. Whatever.
Not anymore.
We're
We're winning the USL, not LAFC 2.
Either way, where is Crepeau? That's all I care about.
Maxi. He's a top 5 goalkeeper in the league. Like, why is he not playing?
Apparently not, because John McCarthy is clearly better than him or something.
You want to know who John McCarthy got benched for? Drake Calendar. So sit down. Play good goalkeepers.
Drake Calendar's only good because Messi's there.
That's not true. He's been good since he unseated McCarthy.
Whatever. You know I'm right. It is what it is. Miami players are only good. They only got like 12 international call-ups because Messi's there. If not, they don't go. Duh.
So I want to get your thoughts before we wrap things up.
Uh-oh.
What are your thoughts on Mexico being 2-0 down to Australia in Dallas and then coming back and tying it 2-2 at the end?
I think that the Mexican Federation is going through a lot of changes right now. They're trying to work out the roster and just none of the players are there. So it's just a work in progress. And that's what I tell myself to help myself sleep at night. I don't know. Dude, ever since Tata left and just completely didn't care in the World Cup, and the fact that almost every player for the Mexican national team is like 40, hasn't been great. And now we're bringing in all the kids and all these youth prospects and Santi and Edson Flores and all these other guys. And
wait, Edson Flores? Edson Alvarez?
Edson Alvarez.
Yeah. Edson Flores was a DC United. He was a DC United player. He's on the Peru national team. I was like, you didn't bring in Edson Flores. That's
what I meant. All right.
I got real confused there for a second.
Listen, all I'm saying is that USA can have fun on their little like Greg Berhalter trip that they're on, and it's coming back. And yeah, y'all beat up Mexico for the last couple of years, but
we actually haven't lost to Mexico in a whole 4-year cycle. How does that feel? It has literally been an entire World Cup cycle since we lost to Mexico last.
I don't feel bad because we've dominated for like history for the last like 4 years. So who cares, dude? Whatever. We'll be back. It's yeah. I mean,
I have nothing to say. You're 100% right.
The whole organization is kind of a dumpster fire right now. It's in like full rebuild. It's like shut it down, bring back up, like retrain youth, like focus on like youth again, and which they haven't really done in a long time. Yeah, it's a changing of the guard for sure, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I ain't worried about it
right now.
Yeah, we are definitely
fire Bob Bradley mode. That's what I call
like. It's like yeah, I've actually started listening to some like Liga MX podcasts and stuff, trying to get a little bit more familiar with it. Because I'm really trying to make that push. Liga MX. Shout out Silver sign Liga MX. I will keep saying it every episode. Yeah, it's been a very interesting, and even everybody's like, look, they're just bringing players up that don't really know if they're going to fit or not, and it's just trying people out and seeing who's going to stake and who has a future with the national team right now.
I'm available, and as we've seen from EA Sports FIFA, I'm very good.
Soccer brain.
I got
soccer
IQ.
Brain. That IQ is there.
IQ is off the charts.
You love to see it.
What are your thoughts on Martinique beating Curacao 1-0?
Dude, it's international break. I don't care. None of these international windows matter. You know what? You want to talk about international games. You want to talk about that performance Gallese put up in Peru.
Oh, there you go.
Crazy stops.
That's a good one.
Hit like an 80 and so rare. Crazy. Killed them with all the rest of my players in that lineup. But Gallese hit an 80, so that was cool, dude. Hell yeah, I did. And I captured him, so it was like 130 points. Yep. Yeah.
How about a shout out for our guy, Jamali Waite, who was the Pittsburgh Riverhounds goalkeeper, and he pitched a shutout against Honduras for the Jamaican national team.
Wow. Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you go.
In Nations League. He did not let Brian Acosta score a single goal, which is shocking.
Not hard. Ooh.
No, that's shocking. Brian Acosta scores all the goals.
Well, apparently not, because the Riverhounds are massive.
And this was also not like Jamaica's A team. Like they didn't have like the good defense in front of them either. So shout out Jamali. Good guy.
But before we wrap things up, Chris.
Yes.
There was a game going on as we recorded this. St. Louis and LA.
You recorded the first time? We got 56 minutes in before we brought it up. It's great. The people who listened this long deserve to know.
Yes. Okay. So maybe someone, not mentioning any names, all right?
Not going to throw anyone under the bus.
Not throwing anyone under the bus here in this beautiful duo, but someone forgot to hit record as we were recording or not recording the episode and got about like halfway in and we were cooking.
Yeah, I think we did like most of the episode.
We did like
we were about to this point.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. It was good. It was a good episode.
Great.
I was very excited.
It was very exciting, and no one will ever get to see that.
No one will ever get to hear.
Oh wait, I didn't bring out my stat.
Oh, your stat.
Well, it's been like 2 hours since I brought the stat up the last.
This is why I brought this game up.
That's true.
You see?
This applies to this game beautifully.
Listen, I ruined it, and I'm gonna save it.
Wow.
Or not, because I still have to edit this at some point. And like realistically, I might just go to bed.
Yeah, it's late.
It is late, but you know what? That's the dedication for you guys. Because we were almost done, like you said, and we could have just been, you know what? Take the L. We'll come back next week. But we were like, run it back, go again. So
we do it every time.
Do it. We literally we only did it because Chris wanted to like put this stat out. This is the only reason. This is the only reason. He just wanted to get the stat out. So Chris, take us away. What's the stat? Where are we going?
Well, it was more of a shock factor last time because I didn't tell you. And you like live reacted, and it was great.
I can still pretend.
We'll still pretend. No, we'll tell the audience. We'll let them guess, and we'll say, yeah, okay. So here's the stat. How many games in a row has Ricky Pooch scored at least 58 Sorare points?
12.
You're wrong. Whatever you guessed was wrong. Because I'm just that good. Unless you paused the episode and looked it up, in which case you're a fucking cheater and stop that.
I hope you did that. Cheat all the time.
Always cheat to win. If you're not cheating, you ain't trying. The correct answer is 14.
Get out.
14 games in a row that Ricky Pooch has scored at least 58 Sorare points. The last time he didn't was in May. Just to put that in perspective. Against Charlotte. Trip and B. Shout out.
Wow. Dude, Charlotte always taking them down when they really matter. Ricky Puig. What a guy. And I know I've told the story. I know I've told the story before, and I'll say it again. I'm still mad that I didn't buy him when I had the chance because Pavel refused my offer, and then I didn't get one. Where was it? Where's that nice summer dip? Oh, yeah, it was like 20-something. Yeah, it was like
Where-
right
where
around
was it
here.
before?
It was right around here that I was
Oh,
like,
I bought right before the
"Ooh."
dip. I'm actually breaking even right now.
I am so mad.
I'm like right at the beginning of this chart.
It was like right here. I was looking at it and I wanted to buy it. I couldn't get the deal done. And I said, And then before I knew it, he just went off again. And then it's all
Yeah,
downhill
he's
from there.
good.
But even then, limited prices
good.
are so cheap that he's affordable. $60 for a Rick and Peak when he was like what?
He's
Double
been winning
that like a
stuff.
few months ago.
He's been winning stuff for me. Sure.
He has been.
How many
winning
rewards
stuff.
have I won? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rewards.
Wow.
10. And one of them was Ansu Fati. So
Ooh.
yeah.
Big win there. Which
Sold him because I don't believe him. I don't believe
Ansu
him.
just went to the Prem, didn't he? He went somewhere?
Yeah. And I sold him before that, which is
Yikes.
fortunate.
Can we talk about can we talk about Udi Russell right now?
Yeah, picked up the assist. I was gonna say that.
Having a career
he assisted
Look at this.
he assisted old man Billy Sharp.
Who is this? Who is this Udi
Was that-
Russell you
was
speak
that the-
of?
Was that the oldest combined assist and goal scorer age in MLS history? Like it's possible, right?
It might be.
Billy
It
Sharp's
literally
like
might be.
37.
That is wild.
I mean, Uri's 31. So there's maybe like a Zlatan goal that was assisted by somebody else.
I don't know, man. What Udi Russell starting for the LA Galaxy? That's how you know the LA Galaxy are down bad. I can't get over it. I can't get over it.
All they got to do is beat LAFC next week.
All they have to do.
All they got to do. And then it's anybody's game. And then the Western Conference just becomes even more tight.
I got to say, man, it's even though the LA Galaxy are kind of coming into some form a little bit and Ricky Puig is really turning it on, the fact that the offense has to run through Ricky Puig, and if it doesn't, like it all just falls apart. Like if you watch, I watched like the first half of this game, and Ricky Puig gets the ball at the mid, then he runs it all the way to the final third, and then gives it away in hopes to get it back, and then just never gets it back. And then the play's dead, and then you go again back to defend until you get the ball back, and then Ricky gets it again, and he runs down the field and then finds nobody or loses it, or just gives it away or holds it too long because there's just nobody else with him making the run.
Wait a second. Are you telling me that Tyler Boyd and Douglas Costa aren't good players? Hold on. That doesn't sound...
I would put it more on Joveljic.
Wait, Joveljic and Billy Sharp aren't good players?
Bro, Joveljic...
That doesn't sound right.
Joveljic is so bad. Poor LA Galaxy, man. To the point where like Tyler Boyd for a lot of the game plays up top more than Joveljic does. Kind of weird. But hey, Tyler Boyd's finally coming into it too, which is fantastic to see.
Ugh.
Dude, I've been honest since day one. I bought it day one when I found he was coming to the league. I said, look, there it is. Tyler Boyd a few years ago was nice, and then he's starting to finally find it.
He's still only 28, to be fair.
Yeah, I know, which is really weird. I always thought he was a little bit older. But I think Tyler Boyd, as he gets more acclimated, and if they keep him around for a little bit longer, I don't know what his contract situation is, but could be a good addition to this team. Him, Ricky, bringing some, even Douglas Costa, from what I've seen, is starting to come back a little bit too. So starting to find some form after not really doing much for this LA Galaxy team. Yeah, look, putting it up to 86, 81, 70, 78. There you go. There's some scores. Doesn't do much the rest of the time, but getting it done.
Crazy.
Hey, someone has to get it done because it ain't much.
So point blank, are the Galaxy beating LAFC at BMO next week?
No. And only because
3-3 draw. It is.
Maybe. For all we know, the way LA Galaxy or the way LAFC has been playing too, for all we know, it's going to be one of those crazy 3-3, 3-4 games. But I don't know. At the same time, LAFC has kind of been down the last few games, where I feel like they're due for just a butt whooping, and like they're going to come out. They're going to come out and whoop somebody. Like they're going to take it out on somebody, and I don't know who that somebody's going to be, but it's coming because. Look, at the end of the day, like whether there's question marks around this LAFC team, and obviously they're not the team of old, but they could still really hurt you where it hurts, and anything is possible. So could they do it? But Who knows? It'll be a thriller because it's El Tráfico
So-
and it is always chaos. But
In all seriousness, right after they play the Galaxy, they're at St. Louis and at Philadelphia. Like we could be talking about a 6-game LAFC losing streak if they don't beat the Galaxy,
that's rough.
or at least
Yeah.
tie the Galaxy.
That's what I'm saying,
And
man.
they could legit, like, teams are going to catch them if they do that.
Yeah.
Like if there's 3 more games where they don't get any points, they're gonna be in like 7th or 8th. Like they're gonna be on the playoff bubble, and people are gonna be panicked.
Yep.
Just
And
saying.
like, if you've watched LAFC the last few games, like you actually worry and you go, like their midfield is just not doing it. Like I don't. Ilya is fine. Like he's
they're out of
he's
gas.
a monster
out of
back there.
legs.
But Kellen Acosta just not really doing it anymore. And yeah, Vela's
They
definitely
don't have
lost.
Cifuentes anymore.
Dude, losing Cifuentes is so massive for them.
Yep.
So massive for them.
Yeah.
And Vela's losing it, man. Like you
Yep.
could tell that he's lost the magic. He's still a quality player. He'll still make it happen, but he's kind of lost that magic a little bit. And yeah, and they have to win against the Galaxy, like as a team, for morale for that team, if they want to like finish
like,
the season strong,
Actual playoff position, they kind of need at least something.
yeah.
Like if they lose that game, there's an actual chance that they don't make it. A draw,
telling
and they're probably still okay, but like don't let the Galaxy back into this race.
They're sacrificing LAFC so that Messi could run with Miami. Like Miami can't just win the triple and like something else not happen, right? Like if LAFC doesn't make the playoffs,
Well,
Miami can win the triple without taking out LAFC again. Which Don Garber really don't want that.
But Miami will have to take out Cincy and probably Columbus. Like Miami's
Orlando.
gonna have a tough run.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, and it's all going to be on the road. So
yeah, they're going to be at the bottom of the bracket. So
yes,
they're going to have to face.
Yes, they're probably going to be favored in every game, but like that doesn't mean anything, and they are going to be tired. But we've said for like weeks. So
I mean, but we also touched on it. Was it last week that we touched on it? Where like the home games matter so much,
right?
In this playoff run, where they're going to have 2, so you're going to say Miami has to go on the road twice, and Miami could win both. I don't know, man. Sucks.
Start preparing for it. Start preparing mentally. Also, the main article up. Yeah, I said we were wrapping up. We aren't wrapping up ever. The main article up on MLSsoccer.com is MVP power rankings.
Oh God. No.
So he's not in the top 5, to be fair, but
Right.
he is 6th.
All right, who's in front
After
of him?
having played basically like 2 months and like a month of that in the Leagues Cup.
All right, who's in front of him?
So number 1 right now, deservedly so, I think, is Lucho Acosta.
Okay. Yep.
Which I think at this point he is the MVP. Unless, I mean, if Messi makes, I don't know when they vote on MVP. That's the thing. If it's the end of the regular season, I don't think Messi can win it.
But
if it's the playoffs,
he'll have the double at that point.
If he has a double and they make the playoffs, like, and it's Messi, like, come on, he's at least gonna finish in the top 2. Number 2 is Hani Mukhtar, which, yeah,
okay,
I get that.
A little iffy this year, but
number 3 is Thiago Almada, which, yeah, I get that. Atlanta would be terrible without him.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Roman Berkey. I don't like that one.
Gotta throw the DP goalkeeper in there, huh?
Gotta throw the goalkeeper of the darling expansion team. Like they gotta have somebody, I guess. And number 5 is Hector Herrera.
Hey, let's go!
Which I that's a good shout. But Messi is right behind him.
Awful. That's awful. I hate that.
Messi has 1 goal and 2 assists on the season. This is an actual like thing that's on MLSsoccer.com. Messi has 1 goal and 2 assists on the season. Not sure why such a below average contributor would be included.
Well, dude, the worst part is that if you go look at the power rankings, just the MLS power rankings in general, like Miami's like 4th.
Yeah. They're like
Which is
third
like-
favorite to win the
it's
MLS
like-
Cup. Just
Hey,
crazy.
dude, this team had like 12 points, like 3/4 of the season in, and all of a sudden they get messy and shooting right up to like 4th place in the power rankings. Like, stuff is such a joke, but you get it. They have to write all that stuff. It's a business. They got to promote. Like, that's another thing. You know what? And like, I'm not saying anybody that plays So Rare or like, hangs out or watches this show like does this, but like the people that just like go on social media and just like berate all these like analysts and stuff because all they do is talk about Messi. It's like, bro, shut up. Like, just because they're not talking about your team, like, shut up. We get it. But like, it's for a reason, right? It's for the growth of this stupid league that we love so much. Like, God, get over it. We get it. You didn't get Messi. Tough luck. Get good, kid. Like, God.
You want to know what's crazy?
What's
I'm
crazy?
looking at MLS title odds, right? To win,
Yeah.
and it's like a tracker for the season.
Right.
June 6th, Miami was 175 to 1 to win the MLS Cup.
Oh, God, I don't even know what it is now.
Currently, they're like 5 to 1. They're second behind FC Cincinnati. LAFC's third, Union is fourth.
I give up. Shout out to all the people that bet on their Miami team at the beginning of the
Literally,
season, knowing there's
one-
no hope.
No, like beginning of the season, they were 26 to 1. So
Really?
that wasn't even that big, but like they
Wow.
were bad, and then they got all the way up to 175 to 1. And
Shout out to the people that took
not
that.
anymore. Yeah, I mean, if you took that, you're cashing out with a big chunk of change right now.
Shit,
Sure.
you're cashing out now. Who cares?
Oh yeah, you have to, for sure. 5 to 1. Yeah, you
God.
made bank on
I-
that.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Chris, it's late. I'm tired. We recorded this twice. There's probably great content
I
on
just
the
want to
first
go to
round
bed.
that'll never make it around. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll get put out into the metaverse at some point. But Chris, is
Oh.
there anything? Oh, what? Go ahead.
We forgot that one thing that we mentioned, but I guess we'll leave that.